Part 1. Hearing our rabbi's words with new ears. What would it be like to listen to Jesus' earth-shattering words through the ears of a first-century disciple? The first thing you'd notice is how Jewish they are. His greatest commandments begin with the Shema, the core statement of Jewish faith. For over 2 millennia, each morning and evening, Jews have committed themselves to loving their one and only God with all of their heart, soul, and strength. Learning more about Jesus' language, his scriptures, and his people will deepen our understanding of his most important words. Chapter 1. Brushing away the dust of the ages. Just as rainwater comes down in drops and forms rivers, so with the scriptures. One studies a bit today and some more tomorrow, until in time the understanding becomes like a flowing stream. Song of Songs, Midrash Rabbah, Chapter 2, Verse 8. In 1977, Pinin Barcelon won the assignment of a lifetime when she was asked to lead the restoration of Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, one of the most well-known images of all time. But the renowned Italian art conservator could hardly imagine how nerve-wracking the next 23 years would be. The centuries hadn't been kind to the mural that Da Vinci completed on a monastery wall in Milan, Italy in 1498. Always the experimenter, Leonardo had reformulated his paints in a way that proved to be unstable, so that the paint began flaking off even before his death. And even though his mural was immediately hailed as a masterpiece, it was left unprotected from pollution and humidity. When Barcelon began her restoration, 500 years of dust, mold, and candle soot had darkened the iconic work almost to the point of invisibility. The real challenge for her team, however, was to undo the disastrous attempts at restoration that had begun back in the 1700s. Heavy coats of varnish, glue, and wax had been brushed on, each of them hastening the darkening process. Worst of all, hack amateurs had painted over Da Vinci's work time and again, rendering its images distorted, brushing out details they didn't understand, and filling in gaps with their own interpretations. After months of photographing every square centimeter of the painting's surface and analyzing it using state-of-the-art technology, Barcelon's team members finally began their work. Then, for over 20 years, they hunched over microscopes, painstakingly scraping away 500 years of grime and overpainting. On a good day, 1 postage stamp's worth of the image would emerge. In 1999, when Da Vinci's brushstrokes were finally revealed, her team's meticulous, mind-numbing labor found its reward. Barcelon called it a slow, severe conquest, which, flake after flake, day after day, millimeter after millimeter, fragment after fragment, gave back a reading of the dimensions of the expressive and chromatic intensity that we thought was lost forever. Gloomy shadows banished. A well-lit banquet hall emerged. Peter's beard and nose were free of the clumsy weight that later retouchings had given them. Matthew sported blonde hair, not black. Thomas gained a left hand. Andrew's expression was transformed. He was no longer sullen, but astonished. And Jesus' face glowed with new light after the dingy repaintings had been removed. The essence of the scene remained unchanged. Da Vinci had depicted the fateful scene at the moment Jesus revealed one of his disciples would soon betray him. But after centuries of murky obscurity, restoration had brought to light the original beauty of the artist's masterful portrayal of the facial expressions and body language of Christ and his disciples. Unearthing Jesus' World. Just as modern technology enabled Barcelon to reveal Da Vinci's original strokes, in recent decades, scholars have gained new tools to restore the picture of Jesus that the Gospel writers first gave us. In just the past 50 years, we have seen more advances in biblical archaeology and in the discovery of ancient texts than in all the centuries since the time of Jesus. As dingy accretions of history are cleared away, vivid details of Jesus' life and